Well, welcome everybody. We are going to start a tad early, and I hope you guys are okay with that. It's such a late show after all, though I think if we're here, we can be okay to go a few minutes, 20 minutes early is nothing in the long run. Let me make sure I get Facebook up and running. Change privacy. Done. Good. All right, now let's check on Rumble and make sure we're moving on Rumble.
We got some people up in
We
Rumble.
have people over there waiting already, which is good. All right. Good, good, good.
But
Well, welcome
23
everybody who's over
viewers.
there on Rumble already. We already have 21 viewers over there, which is nice. Make sure you smash that like button if you're over there on Rumble. If you guys are over here on YouTube, I'm going to paste the link for the Rumble event so you guys can go over to it in case you don't have it. Um, the comment right now, we're trying to figure out whether or not we want to stay up on YouTube for this one. Because we're going to be talking about Fannie Willis. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of issue, but you never know. You never know. So
I mean,
if we get to
YouTube
uh
likes defending their strong, independent queen. So
yeah, so if we get to a point where it's kind of controversial, just be aware, YouTube, you might be the first to get cut. Okay, I'm sorry. You might be the it might be you. I'm just letting you know now. So okay, don't hate me, hate the truth. I'm just kidding.
well, I mean, no, you're not wrong.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna be talking about Miss Gorilla Grip herself.
I- uh,
Okay,
why?
okay, ladies, let me ask you guys a question. Okay, this is specifically for the women. Okay, would you be okay with a man putting your ID to your phone, or you as a contact with the moniker Gorilla Grip, insert name for the vaginal opening, gal or pal? Would you be okay with somebody titling you as a Gorilla Grip P word?
And not just you, but your thing.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Apparently, she had no problem with that because it might have been a badge of honor for her, perhaps.
Term of endearment.
Something, something, something.
Okay, so let's do this. One for yes, you would find that to be attractive and just it gets your panties in a wad. Or two, heck no.
Yeah. Which one is it?
Type that in the chat.
Number one for you, take it. Number two for rejection. Okay, we got a two. Who else? Who else is no one? No one's putting a one. Really?
Y'all don't what?
I would. I would have thought. I would. Man, from the
That's some
way she was
dishonest.
behaving, I would have thought that would have been a good thing.
I mean, aren't the women today supposed to be strong and independent? And the fact
Yeah.
that you get called gorilla grip thing is a term of strength.
Endearment.
Gorilla.
Strength. Silverback.
You've got the back of one.
Right, but they got a problem with Trump saying he can grab him by the. You out here calling a lady a gorilla grip. Now, okay, let's. I'm trying to say all jokes aside, but come on now. Come on.
Favorite itself.
Come on. Gorilla? Okay, Mr. Wade, let me ask you a question. When, I repeat, when in the world did you find time to go find a gorilla to grab your thing to equate it to Miss Fani Willis's stuff? The only way you could know that it felt like a gorilla's grip would be as if you had been gripped by a gorilla. I ain't even gonna ask you how you managed to get the correlation, because I don't think I want that story.
I mean, this is late night, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is it possible that Fanny, in her age, has never really been with a man?
She has kids.
Never mind.
She has kids.
Never mind. I was
Yeah.
gonna go somewhere with that, and then the fact that she's
It can't. Yeah, you can't with that one.
I can't.
Wow. Anyway, so we have the groundwork that she's got the golden stuff. Okay, which would make a man leave his wife high and dry because the gorilla told him to. That gorilla done forced him into slavery, man. I'll tell you.
Oh, geez, wow.
Fani. Now she knows how to keep a man, apparently. And then
That strong grip.
Woo wee, man. Might be a lion or something, or a cheetah. She's definitely a cheetah. But this is what she had to say before she became the DA. Now, remember, people, and I know this all too well. The internet is forever. In the words of Ron White, forever. Okay? This was her on the campaign trail. Okay? Listen to her roar.
Because they deserve a DA that won't have sex with his employees. Because they deserve a DA that won't put money in their own pocket when it should go to benefit children. Because we deserve better.
I'm sorry, what? And that was what year, Marlon?
Okay, that was 2020.
Oh, 2020.
She said that she would never do that at all. But did she do that? I think she did do that.
Won't have sex with your employees, but hires a man to take on her case.
Yeah.
Did that. I mean, Gorilla Grip says it all.
It do, doesn't it?
$650,000 salary that recoups back onto herself. She did that too.
Yeah, and in case people think that maybe we're just taking one clip out of context and she didn't really double down on that, receipts are a good thing. Here you go.
From the horse's mouth.
It is saddening to me if young women felt like they came to work and they were, one, even judged for being a woman, but two, if certainly they felt uncomfortable within the workplace. That will not be something that is allowed on my watch. Supervisors under my leadership that are not encouraging and building up my staff will not be supervisors long in my administration. And I certainly will not be choosing people to date that work under me. Let me just say that. We are at a place in society where things happen in people's relationships, husband and wife. Sometimes there are outside relationships. I don't think that that's what the community is concerned about, although there might be a moral breaking in that. I think that what citizens are really, really concerned about is if you chose to have inappropriate contact with employees. I mean, there's nothing that I can say on it other than it is distracting. It is certainly inappropriate for the number one law enforcement officer in the state. And it really, really saddens me. And it will be very unfortunate if the taxpayers of this community have to pay for any of those lawsuits.
Exactly.
Oh, my gosh. Wait, can you repeat that part? The what? Who? It'd be a shame for who?
Let's hear that again.
State, and it really, really saddens me, and it will be very unfortunate if the taxpayers of this community have to pay for any of those lawsuits.
The taxpayers.
Okay, Fani, your words, not ours. You said it would be a shame. That's what you said.
The taxpayers.
We ain't making this one up.
Yeah, I want to be sure that I'm not taking that out of context. She did say it would be unfortunate for the taxpayers to pay for all this.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
So just to be clear, by taxpayers, we are referring to the Fulton County residents.
Yes, those individuals. Those individuals. So then when she was grilled on certain things during her testimony. There was one very weird thing she said. Let's hear her. It's a little bit longer, but I think it's worth it. We're here for a little bit. Let's listen to her because we don't want to get it out of context, right? Okay.
Correct. Yes.
You never wrote him a check?
Ma'am, I don't have checks.
I want to make sure people caught that real quick.
You never wrote him a check?
Ma'am, I don't have checks.
So you have no proof of any reimbursement for any of these things because it was all cash, right?
The testimony of one witness is enough to prove a fact.
So my
Are you
question was,
telling
do
me
you
that
have
I'm
any
lying to you?
proof?
Is that what you're intimating right here?
I'm asking if you have any proof that you paid from any of these
The
monies.
proof is what I just told you.
You have no written proof. Is that correct?
Wait, what?
So I have some, probably some transactions like in Belize. I probably spent $500 on my card in Belize. I spent 800, I can't remember, $900 on each of our tickets to go to Belize. I did the $700. I probably got some minor expenses in Aruba that would be on a card. But for the most part, for those trips, other than, so the 2 cruises, I gave him money for those before we ever left because they were pre-booked. Let me answer.
Well, the question was if you had any written proof. And so
I've answered you that I've had written
we
proof.
can move to the next question. If you've answered if you had any written proof, and that was my question.
I want to make sure that we're clear that for the 2 cruises,
Judge,
and that's
I
the
asked if
cruise
she gave
plus
him written
Aruba.
proof.
We're not going to talk over each other. Ms. Merchant, she answered your question, so we can ask the next question. Ms. Willis and Ms. Cross will have plenty of opportunities to let you clarify your answers when it's her turn.
Thank you, Judge. Knowing your role as district attorney, you know that public funds are scrutinized and money is scrutinized and things like that. You understand.
never-
Public funds.
Sorry, go ahead.
You understand you're under a microscope. You have reporting requirements, all of those types of things. You have no record other than your testimony of the money that you've given Mr. Wade.
You've already asked that question. Let's keep going.
When you took office, you had a tax lien of 40.
Real quick, you'll notice that the judge becomes quite impatient when grilling her about money. Here's what my supposition is. His clown behind is paid too.
Oh yeah.
I have no doubt because he also contributed to her campaign, by the way, just so people know. He's a campaign donor to Miss Big
there's a
Fat
connection.
Fani Willis. Okay, Miss Five Head Fani Willis. Okay, Miss Everybody Else's hair on my head Fani Willis.
Is that her real hair?
I don't believe so. I believe those are grafted in. She's kind of like the children of Israel. She's just grafted in.
Connect line, I would say. Grafted connect
Oh
line.
my gosh, bro.
This is too easy.
So the judge is kind of saying, hey, you already got that answer, man. Don't be prying no more. No, okay, judge.
$4,600. Did you pay that with cash when you made that tax lien whole?
I probably paid through however you pay.
What? What? Okay, hold on. Ain't no way she just said what she just said there.
I heard it, but I could be
I
deceiving myself.
paid for it. However, you what?
Can we use that in a court of law next time? Please tell me we can use this and use that very same thinking process in
my
court.
word. What
I paid for
was
it. Like how?
that? Okay, I'm confused. You pay for it. How you pay? Okay, I'm gonna hear it. I have to hear it again. I
do.
I think I was confused when I first heard it because there's no way she said what I think she said.
Through
Made that tax lien whole?
I probably paid through however you pay.
What?
First, she goes into this little light of mine. She's singing, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine." And she said, "Well, how about you pay for it?" I pay for it. I pay for it because I'm paying for it. Because I pay for it.
District attorney.
Yeah, I pay for it, you know. I'll pay for
District
it.
attorney. District attorney. District attorney.
Man, Lord of mercy.
Is the bar really set that low now? I mean,
That man, look. Here
the
we go.
most.
Okay. So, but you were saying that you had amounts of cash. You still had that lien in 2022 when you were dating Wade and going on these trips. So the cash that you gave him, that could have been used to pay the tax lien off?
You gonna tell me how to pay my
I'm gonna
bills?
object. This is not relevant as it relates to why we're here today.
Mr. Merchant, are you trying to establish that she was insolvent in some way?
I definitely was trying to establish that she did not have these mass amounts of cash that she's talking about. Yes.
All right. Re-ask the question.
You had a tax lien in 2022, $4,600.
If you say I did,
And you did not use this cash that you had to reimburse Mr. Wade to pay that off, correct?
no. I went shopping too when I didn't pay it all.
And you talked about, you gave a lot of interviews to some authors of a book called Fani, right?
I would not characterize it as a lot. I probably have spoken to them.
You're not
2 or
object.
3
No,
times.
My question is relevant as to.
I think it's already come up that finances are discussed in the book. I'll overrule that.
Thank you.
Ms. Wilson, you can continue your answer.
What came up with Mr. Wade as it relates to hearsay statements that he was asked about in relation to what Ms. Willis may or may not have said in relation
Gay.
to the author. So it's not relevant to the testimony that's occurring at this time.
I think Ms. Merchant has said it inside the book. She also makes a statement as to her own finances.
I pay for it. Oh, I pay for it. You know, with the stuff and the things with the paying, and I pay.
District attorney.
You know, I often wonder if people, when they say stuff like she's saying or talk the way she's talking, don't understand that there's a history. That there's a history, people. It's out there. There's a history. Look. Anyway, let her continue.
Did you have
There's more.
ongoing phone conversations during 2020 with Mr. Wade?
Oh yeah, I talked to, yes, absolutely. Yes,
Yes, no question about that.
no question. I talked to him on the phone in 2020.
I understood, and this is, maybe I was confused. The Belize trip was for
His 50th birthday.
his 50th birthday, and that was in
March. He turned 50 March 18th, 2023. If you look at the dates of the trip, I think we were there about 6 days. We stayed at 2 different locations.
and you paid for it.
100%. He said, not only, I mean, I paid for the hotel, I paid for the flights, I had a birthday luncheon for him, I paid for massages, I paid for everything.
And would those payments be reflected on your
I paid
credit
for
card?
the cash,
You paid them in cash?
cabs. I was telling you all the different things. I paid.
And I'm asking you whether or not those payments would be reflected on credit card bills of yours.
So there was about $500 that I think is reflected on a debit card. What my recollection is, I took about 4 in cash with me to that
400 or 4,000?
4,000. But I remember I handed him 2,500, and then the rest was just the money we spent. I probably gave $300 or $400 to this guy who was a taxi driver. He would drive us every day around.
Okay, I got a question again, women. I'm sorry I have to keep asking you this, but I have to ask it because I'm confused and I'm a dude. Okay, when a dude is confused, the only person he could ask is a woman. I'm gonna ask the women. Is this how y'all lie? Like, it's a legit question. Is this how y'all lie? Or is she just not that good at it and she making y'all look bad? And I'm not saying that y'all lie all the time, but if you do lie, is this how y'all lie?
1 for yes, 2 for no. Type that in the chat.
I really want to know. I really need to know because okay, I'm not a body language scientist guy or anything, but here's what I know from my lying days. Okay. Because I was a liar. Okay. I could lie with the best of men. I was a liar. Like Satan was my daddy at one point. Okay. And two things I always did that I don't know whether or not people caught onto it. But you see that squint right there? That was my one tell because I'm like, I don't know what you, huh? I did that a lot. Or when I'm trying to recall, I do this and I would be, that's another thing.
Yeah.
And then I would give more information than they asked for, like exponentially amount, like over the top amount of information. Kind of like the cab. No one asked you about the car. No one asked you what you gave to Mr. Wade. The question was, do you have a paper trail? I'm pretty sure that was the only question she asked, wasn't it? You have a paper trail?
Basically.
No,
Yes.
that was it? What does a cab have to do with this? Man, come on, man.
But she
Okay,
paid
so-
for
so-
it with how he paid for it.
He said, I'm confused as to who paid for it now at this point. Okay, she said she only used a debit card for $500. I've taken trips to places, and some places, especially if it was a ritzy one, you have to put a down payment down or pay for the room in advance, right? $500 ain't gonna cover that.
Yeah,
and $500, you can't buy a plane ticket with cash.
No, you can't.
And if the $500 you put down is the only thing you spent on a card, then you probably didn't buy the ticket. Okay. All right. Just few questions that I would have asked if I was the lawyer, but
On the 2 or 3 days we went, took him to eat like it was my trip money.
And you had, to be clear, to end this up, the 4,000 that you've just told us.
But I didn't give it all to him. Remember, I only gave the 2,500 to him.
I didn't ask you that. I was going to ask you that 4,000 is part of your, my words, cash hoard that you had collected over time.
Cash what?
Hoard, H-O-R-D-E.
Oh, I thought you said something different, sir.
No, I'm afraid I wouldn't say that. Any circumstances.
I would.
You or in.
All right, back on track.
The hoard, cash hoard debt.
I would not classify it in that way, but I have money at my house. Yes, sir.
And the money, when you had money at your house,
But I'm speaking too loose.
okay. And this is the other one. You interrupt when the person is breaking down what they've gathered from your statement. When you see them going to a location that you don't want them going to, you interrupt to tell them, hey, okay, let me clarify so you don't start speculating. And I want you to clarify the way I want you to be clarified. That's I don't want you thinking the way you're thinking. You need to think the way I want you to think so that you don't go to the place you're going to end up, which is making me look bad. Liars do that. I know firsthand. I'm not going to talk from a perspective of other people. I'm telling you, this is what I did. It's a form of gaslighting.
Yeah.
Is what it is. It's a form of gaslighting. And she's good at it.
I had money wherever I was staying. So I was not referring to my house in 750. I'm saying I had money wherever I was laying my head. Yes, sir. That was my fault. That I was.
Hold on. So
wait, what?
No.
How?
She telling me she keeping over $5,000 cash in every location she's ever put her head.
Based on what she just said, sounds like.
Bro, I can't even keep cash where I'm at now. Well, I'm gonna find 2 other places that had that much money. Come on now, people. Okay, I know the audience ain't really all that much black people in here. Okay, but understand she puts this as a black thing.
Yeah, she did.
I ain't never done that. First of all, I ain't never been that rich to have that much cash just floating around my house. The bills would have dealt with that a long time ago. My bills would have said, no, you can't keep that cash. Nope, you can't keep that cash. Nope, you can't keep that cash. Okay, bro, you black.
Yeah, black as hell.
Do you keep $6,000 to $8,000 cash in your house?
No, I the most I keep usually is $40 to $60 cash.
Do you
What about at mom's house? You keep money at your mom's house?
Heck no.
Oh.
Don't keep
What about your kid's mother's house? Do you
Keep money there?
No, not at
Oh.
all.
nowhere
ain't
wherever you lay
black.
your head?
I thought, isn't it part of the black culture though?
That's what I heard. So you're
Oh.
not black. Joe Biden was right.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
You
guess
ain't
I
no
ain't black.
Negro. You ain't no
Alright.
Negro. Shut up,
I
man. You
ain't.
ain't no Negro.
Nah, I'm not.
You're a liar.
Ha, ha.
You're a no good stinking lie. You ain't no black
good.
fan.
You just a white man in black skin.
You ain't black.
Look at
So she's clarifying, okay? Let her finish clarifying.
So when you were at what we said, the Yerty condo, during the time period we've always discussed, that's where you would keep your cash.
When I say there, yes.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Oh goodness.
You know what bugs me about her and that statement she made about cash? She's talking as if it's some type of flex. I keep $5,000. You know, like it's a flex. Like, look at me. I have that much cash just lying around. You peasants, you can't do it.
Okay. So we've established two things about Miss Fani. She's gotten a gorilla. Three things. She's got gorilla grip. She keeps a lot of money everywhere she lays her head, and she spends the money however you do that. I don't know if that's a definition of anything, but okay. All right. Okay. Now we'll go to let's talk about Mr. Wade for a minute. Let's jump over to Mr. Wade's bandwagon, because what he had to say and the questionings that he went through are also quite interesting, to say the least. So let's listen to what she asked him.
I think I want to show a couple of things. Senator Dolezal, I want to show some of the other billing records, particularly ones that show the trips to DC. We hadn't had but a couple of days to review all your documents, and
This lady is probably the nail in their coffin, by the way. Whoever this lady is, Ashley, absolutely destroys all of their credibility because she went into the actual paperwork on the office side. And she uncovered quite a lot of things, and it was quite damning.
Because I wanted to know exactly what was going on. You'll see highlighted down here at the bottom on November 18th of 22, interview with DC White House, 8 hours. Do you know what that references?
Based on another motion that was filed in our case and the arguments that were made by the DA's office, I believe that was when they met with the Department of Justice. They met with the January 6th committee. So one of the co-defendants filed a motion to try and get some documents, and the state had to respond. It was a motion to compel. I was there for it. I joined it, but I didn't litigate it. And the state said that they had to meet off campus. So because they didn't have a record of it, I guess you have to have a record if you go into the White House. And so they met with the January 6th committee off campus, and they said they had a really hard time getting that meeting. And they had to have someone who had some source or something to get them to agree to the meeting. But that's what, so the motion to compel was based on this entry. And this entry, in response, they said they were meeting with the DOJ and someone with January 6th.
There's also an entry, May 23rd, 22, travel to Athens conference with, what is that, White House?
Yes, and we've tried to figure out what and who that was, because there was something happening at UGA Law School. And so we just assumed that it was someone that was there, and that's why they met there. But I don't know.
Do you have reason to suspect, or can you confirm whether or not Ms. Willis or Mr. Wade were coordinating with the Biden White House in the course of this investigation and prosecution?
In the discovery, they've got a lot of our discovery involves the January 6th. I mean, a lot of what we have in discovery is the same stuff that other places have. So they had to have gotten it from somewhere. And they also, they read a lot of the testimony. They played testimony in the special purpose grand jury. So, I don't know how they got all of that, but they got it somehow. And then, there's one of the other things I did was I did a open records for the White House access. And we had records that Ms. Willis and the mayor of Atlanta were at meeting with the vice president.
Okay, and so this is the access history. How does that work? The White House keeps records if anybody comes in and has any kind of official meeting, for sure.
Yes, and my understanding is it's highly regulated who can access the White House, and so you have to apply in person or apply ahead of time, and then they give you a time when you make the appointment. They give you a time when you're allowed to be in and when you have to be out by, and they track you. And I mean that makes sense. They don't want anybody lingering in the White House,
leaving cocaine.
But they keep that, and so these are they're called
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I believe is what they're called. And I'm not sure what that's an acronym for, but they're publicly available. They're open records.
And this record that's shown on the screen shows Fani Willis was a visitor with V. POTUS. I presume that's Vice President of the United States.
Yes, it was.
And what was the date of that back in, was that February sometime of 23?
February 28, 2023.
Is that before the indictment?
Yes.
Any further explanation of why Ms. Willis was meeting with the Vice President of the United States?
No. I know Dexter Bonds, and I believe that's the same one that Mr. I think it's Dickinson or Dixon, the mayor of Atlanta, was also there.
Wow. It sounds like a conflict of interest, right?
It sounds like a conspiracy.
A conspiracy.
100%.
You meeting with the VP before you drop your charges, more than likely to verify the charges will be sufficient to her liking, because the Biden administration are the ones that put the hit on Donald Trump.
Boom.
Joe Biden is the one that's going after political opponents.
Can't argue with that.
Now we can go back to why Trump is so comfortable right now, right? You notice, like, and we've said it before, how Trump's not even stressing about it. You know what I mean? They keep throwing these things at him. He's just like, because the dude's a smart man and he knows all this stuff is happening. He knows that this happened. This is why he's not even stressing it. So for her to go to the White House with the VP and the Biden administration, the person that Biden's running against, that is complete conflict of interest. Because now you can say, hey, she's only doing it because she's chums with the Biden administration.
That's
this
right.
is why she's coming after me. And the Supreme Court's going to throw that right out with her.
So there's two instances of a conflict of interest, because there's the first one with her butt buddy who named her Gorilla Grip. And then this one with the White House collusion, which I would dare say this is in fact actual collusion.
Yes.
Right.
Right. Election interference, like the left likes to say. This can be considered election interference, because once they start breaking it down and they look at the timing of everything, they're going to be like, whoa, it's ironic that you're doing this right before an election cycle.
And it seems like you're doing it at the behest of the current people in the White House.
Right.
Okay, if you are doing an independent study, you know who you would meet with? The January 6th committee, not the VP, not the president. The VP nor the president should have anything going on in the January 6th committee at all. But this is long after the J6 committee has met and disbanded. So if you are meeting about an insurrection without the people that were investigating the insurrection, but you're going to bring charges about the insurrection while meeting with the VP who has a vested interest in Donald Trump going to jail, that is by definition conflict of interest. Because it seems like you're doing it at the behest of the people who do not want to lose the election.
That's right.
Yep.
Maybe I'm just moronic and I don't know what I'm talking about.
I mean, look, Marlon, maybe you're not a smooth brain, because all the smooth brains out there don't see it. You know, they don't see it. All they talk about is insurrection, 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 but they don't look at everything. You know, they don't say, wait a minute, I don't like Donald Trump, but something is a little fishy about this.
Hey, don't class me with the smooth brains too far away from them. I might be, because I deal in a whole bunch of conspiracies, so I might be a smooth brain.
Well, they're not conspiracies no more. We're just telling the future.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We're fortune tellers.
So, well, yeah, we're fortune tellers. We just know it's real, and you know, they call us conspiracy theorists until it comes out. Then they're like, "Oh, they were right. Of course, we were right."
Yes, Chris, that should disqualify them. Heck, Biden should have been disqualified the instant we saw him make that threat to Ukraine about the $1 billion. He should have been in prison then, but he didn't go to jail then. So, of course, all of them are beyond the reach of the law. Now, this one's a funny one, because this is Mr. Wade being questioned and about being in a cabin with Miss Willis, with Miss Gorilla Grip herself.
He looks like a shiesty dude.
You're gonna like this one.
Let's talk about Tennessee. You booked a cabin in August 2023 and paid for a cabin in Tennessee. That's when you paid for it. I don't know when the trip was. Can you tell us about that?
Look at the face of the liar.
That is the face of a liar.
No hesitation, just 0 to 100. I'm gonna lie right here. I'll stand.
Yeah, you just have to just read body language. Body language tells everything about a person. If he's not ready to tell a lie, he's using that facial expression to throw them off. Yeah, the delay.
That's also the face of I gotta talk about the Gorilla Grip, don't I?
Oh man,
I feel like I got gonorrhea and regret all over me.
One of the two. He's probably remembering the scent. That's probably what is just hit him there. The smell just hit his memory gland right there.
It's still on his lip.
That's the face. That's the face of regret that I did what I did with Miss Gorilla Grip.
It's still marinating in his mustache. That's
that Gorilla Grip, man. Woo! Oh,
Gorilla Grip sounds like something that'll make your junk just disintegrate on
drop
contact.
off, man.
Just fall off.
Come on,
just
man.
Gone in the ether somewhere. Just disintegrate.
Look at that face.
Look, he's smelling his upper lip.
You ready for the lie? You ready for this beautiful lie? This is a good one. I ain't gonna lie, a really good one. You ready? All right, here we go.
August of 2023.
And that's the other thing. They always repeat the question to give them more time to think of what they're gonna say next. August of 23, like the 2 and a 3, and like August AUG, like the one like late in the year, like before winter,
summer,
late summer.
You know, and you know, before you restart, that is the sign of a true, you know, manipulator. A manipulator, when you ask them a question, they'll repeat the question to make you rethink the question. Somebody that's telling the truth is going to answer the question. Yeah, August. Yeah.
Oh, flashback face.
Look at his face, man.
Isn't that what they call shell shock?
Yeah, he's still shell shocked. You got a piece of that gorilla mist. That Gorilla Grip still got me traumatized. I'm thinking about it. My upper lip smells like bananas and tortilla chips and Fritos.
Shoes. Teenage boy shoes is what it probably smelled like. All right, Mr. Willis, tell us your lie.
Trip for $1,481.54.
Are you asking me?
Yes. Who else is she gonna be?
Oh my God. Manipulator.
What?
Pay attention, America. We're giving you signs of a manipulator. Just listen to this guy. He's a manipulator.
Who said, are you asking? No more.
Okay, wait a minute. We got, so far we have quotable quotes of, I paid for it with how I paid for it. We have, what was the other one that she said?
Gorilla Grip?
No, that not yet.
Okay.
There was another one where she was just like,
I don't have checks.
Yeah.
I don't have checks.
Peasants have checks.
And then now you got this one with August, and then
is that a year?
And then this quote right here.
He's like,
jeez.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, Oh, that's the 8th month of the year. Is that right? The 8th month? Is that what you mean?
Ryan said he's fighting for his life, man.
Yeah, he is. He's over there.
He's fighting inner demons with that question.
I need this gonorrhea off me.
Get it off
fighting
me.
them inner demons, bro. Like I
Yeah.
can't think about it no more. Oh,
The ingrown hairs on his neck are standing up. They're trying to poke out. He's just sweating. Armpits just perspiring off.
I'm gonna grab that face, cartoonize it, and put gonorrhea and regret. The face of gonorrhea and regret.
Another T-shirt.
Oh my word, bro! This guy is crazy. I want to hear. I really got to hear this part.
Are you asking me, did I take that trip with Miss Willis, or are you asking me?
First, I was just asking you to acknowledge that that is correct from the records, that you paid for a cabin in Tennessee. Do you recall, and hopefully you can do it from your memory, do you recall paying for a cabin 6 months ago, $1,400.81 in Tennessee?
Where are we now?
America, pay attention again. This is what a manipulator does.
Hold on a
He's
second.
delaying.
Yeah, but he's a lawyer.
Oh yeah, well,
It's 6 months ago, man.
yeah. It's
Okay,
not that
my
long.
memory is bad. Everybody knows my memory is bad. Like it's super bad, really bad. And I have a reason for it. It's a head injury. I understand my memory is not the best.
Mhm.
You can't remember where $1,000 went. If it's one thing I can remember, though, is when I went broke. I could remember exactly what bill sucked all my money away from me.
You
I
ain't
could remember that. 1K? Sorry, 1.4K. You can't remember where that went to? You got to look through your records. from
Yeah.
6
And then
months.
ask, where are we?
No. See, he must be balling like that though, because if he got to look through his records, that means he just got cash lying around everywhere. He just spending money like he just popping bottles and strippers and hookers, all this stuff up in there. So he don't know where his money went. So he has to recall
like
it.
a
So let's
mom.
give him the benefit of the doubt. He has to recall it. He's a baller.
All right, Total Recall coming up.
Yeah. He's a
We're about to
baller.
go Total Recall here. Watch.
Baller.
What page is that?
I'm just asking from your memory.
What
Do you
page?
remember paying for a cabin in August?
Not if he's going to be asked about a particular transaction. then
You can answer whether he remembers or not.
I don't.
Mr. Wade, I'm not asking you to go through 1,000 pages of records. I'm asking if you remember paying for
Mel hit him again.
It's the stanky face.
Hey, Ryan. Hey, that gorilla grip done. He keeps having flashbacks. He's like, oh, shoot.
That factory reset that dude. That Negro got factory reset with that thing.
Hey, can we take a break so this guy can go clean his upper lip? Because he
Oh my
keeps smelling the
gosh.
gorilla grip and it keeps messing with his memory.
This dude, man.
That gorilla grip give you amnesia, dog.
It probably suffocated him.
Lawyer.
You know, it suffocated him.
Man.
Wow.
Lawyer.
Jesus.
All right, let's see if he remembers.
a
Okay.
cabin 6 months ago in Tennessee?
No,
You remember booking a cabin?
I booked lots of cabins.
He balling. You see the schmug?
Oh, wait. You remember that you booked lots of cabins, but you can't remember that one cabin. So which means you have other cabins that you do remember, though.
Mm-hmm.
You get the point here. Like you have other cabins you remember. That one, not so much. That got gripped right out of you.
And look at the way he responded. Like, I, Esquire Willis, or
I'm
whatever,
so smart. I could
done
do that.
rented many cabins.
Many a cabin have come to me with mine.
Many.
cat.
That's how he said it. Look at his face. Many.
He stopped smelling
Aye.
all of a sudden.
Yeah. Bottom lip stink.
The flashback just left for a minute.
Yeah.
For a minute.
Did you go
Look
to
at
a
us.
cabin with Miss Willis ever?
It's like a trigger point.
It's like a trick question. Like, do you mean like forever, ever, or ever? Sometimes ever. What type? What are you saying? What do you mean by ever?
That transition was brilliant.
That was
He goes from, I have lots of cabins.
Let's go. One.
Ever?
Two. One. Two. One. Two.
All right, now watch his eyes. Watch his eyes when he looks up. Which direction is he looking? To the left, right? He'll look up and to the left.
Me, man. Oh.
A cabin with Miss Willis ever. Ever.
Look,
Lord, help me. Lord Jesus, please help me. I'll repent after this if you just get me out of this one. Jesus.
I don't want no more Gorilla Grip, please.
Look which way he looked. That is a liar.
This man, he's like, oh, crap. Oh. Trust me, bro. Jesus ain't helping you on this one.
Nah.
Jesus is not coming to your rescue on this one.
He's up there laughing with us. He goes, look at this fool. Hey, Pops. Look at this idiot right here. Look at him.
Come look at this real quick.
Hey, man, go get Gabriel and Michael. Tell them to come on in here. Just look at this idiot right here. Look.
It's the trend. I think he might be schizo, man.
Oh, he's got to be.
How do your face go from to?
In less than 5 seconds.
This is just, wow. Bam. Just like that.
Damn.
Man alive. Okay, but maybe he'll answer it now because he's thinking.
Yeah, he's
retrieving it from his cloud memory. All right, let's go.
I got it. I got faith in him.
Okay.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Hang on 1 minute. Hang on just a brief second, guys. Trust me, this will be worth it. Just hang on.
I was thinking the same thing you was, Marlon. Our brainwaves are on the same length. I'm thinking it. I know what you're gonna do without even saying nothing. I already know what you're gonna do. We're thinking.
Right. You ready?
We got more time.
Let's get the question.
Go.
Did you go to a cabin with Miss Willis ever?
Ever?
Ever.
No.
It took him 20 seconds to recall that.
How the hell
20 seconds to recall that.
Hey, I thought he was thinking he was going to come out with a banger response. He was just like,
no.
No.
20 seconds to just say no.
Wow.
It took him 20 seconds just to say no.
Marlon and I from the Black delegation, we'd like to
we'll hand him off. We're gonna hand him off to the Gorilla Zoo.
we're gonna hand him off to the gorillas in the mist.
Oh my word, bro.
20 seconds just to say that. Come on.
He was probably like, if I say the wrong answer, they're gonna get me.
Lawyer.
They gonna get me.
And then that face. No.
Yeah. He knew he messed up right there. He lied under oath.
They're not gonna believe that.
Yeah. Oh man, they ain't gonna believe me. I know they've got me on film right now. You got those people that practice watching body language and facial just they gonna catch me in a lie. You're a liar, dude.
That was good. That was really good. Let's see if he does it again.
You ever gone to Tennessee with Miss Willis?
Yes.
Okay. When was that?
That was around 2022, early 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Early 2022? Okay.
So you could remember
exactly.
Almost 2 years ago, but not 6 months ago?
Exactly. He couldn't. I was going to say the same thing. You can remember early 2022 that you went to Tennessee, but you can't remember 6 months ago if you spent $1,000 at a cabin
in Tennessee.
But he has many cabins.
Yeah, he has many. This guy. Get him off the stage for you.
It was a day trip.
Okay, so you didn't spend the night?
So it was a day trip.
Okay.
We would drive there, have lunch, drive back. The reason we would do that is because the attention, she couldn't get any peace of mind going locally. So we'd get in my car and drive to someplace off the beaten path and have lunch.
Okay.
And drive back.
All right.
Is that when you went to Fainting Goat with her? It's in Jasper, Georgia.
No, that's in Georgia. I don't.
For those who don't know, they're going to go have lunch, is what he said, right? Lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In
Georgia
his car.
to Tennessee. Anybody care to take a guess of how far of a drive that is?
That is about 800 miles.
It's a six hour drive. You're trying to convince me that you left at 6 a.m. to get to Tennessee at noon to eat and drive back after an hour. That's a lot of money to be spending just to have lunch.
Mm-hmm. They balling though, man. They're ballers. They got $5,000. They just laying around cash. They balling like that.
It was a day trip.
Yeah, just a day trip.
He was a day tripper.
A day trip.
A one-way ticket, yeah.
But we've talked about it before. What are some of the signs that someone is lying? They give too much. They give too much information, unnecessary information. He was saying, we drove my car because she can't be seen, and we went off the beat path. What the hell does that got to do with the big question?
That's way off the beaten path. That's not even on the path anymore.
Yeah, just a lie.
I think he's talking about a different path he's trying to beat. I think is what it is.
That gorilla grip.
That gorilla grip path is what he was trying to get to.
Yeah.
You got to go to Tennessee. Can't let nobody see you doing that in public, Day trip. Yeah, afternoon delight.
What
yeah. And now, finally, we'll end with Miss Fani talking about receipts when it comes to him paying or her paying. This is the best part of the whole thing because she likes to use where he uses the face, she uses attitude to try and cover up her lies. When she realizes that, you know what, this isn't gonna go well for me. I need to make people think that I'm the victim here. So I'll either be adamantly crazy angry at you, and then I'll play the race card or the feminine card. And neither one of them work for her at all. Listen to this.
Hey, is her dress on backwards?
It is just like her brain. Just like her brain.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Just back up and talk about the first time that you went to Florida with Mr. Wade. That was the time that you said you stayed in Miami at the hotel the first night?
That's the time I told you I am not sure. So I'm not sure of two things. So I want to make sure that my testimony is clear. I'm not sure if we stayed in Miami.
So you're not sure, but you want to make sure that your testimony is sure about you not being unsure, about you being unsure. So you're unsure in your testimony that you were unsure then. So you want to make sure now that your testimony now is reflecting that you were unsure.
Okay.
Did I have that right?
Yeah.
Ladies in the chat.
I think you got it.
Ladies in the chat, this woman shares your gender.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I wouldn't do that.
Just
man.
Out there.
Let's see what she says. Let's see what she says.
Me on the October trip. I'm not sure if we stayed in Miami on the December trip. I just can't remember that. And I also don't remember, so that the record is clear, I don't remember if the necessity was as we got on the ship or we got off the ship. But I do remember there was a night spent in Miami because either whatever. I don't remember.
I'm confused.
Lord.
Nick, oh, man.
You ever just and this is a rhetorical question. You ever just hear somebody so stupid that it makes your eye twitch and your brain tingle and you want to throw up and piss your pants? You ever listen to that? That
Every
was that
time I
moment.
listen to a white liberal, yeah.
Yeah, true.
What was that answer?
That wasn't an answer.
How is that clarifying anything? If anything, you've left the jury way more confused.
They're like,
I remember it being one night, but I can't remember what night, or if it was a night, I just knew it happened. What happened? You know, the thing.
Like I might have gotten on the boat or off the boat, but I don't know if that's relevant.
Might have been in the water. Might have got
I
caught
know.
up in the propellers. Who knows? Mermaids. I think I saw a mermaid there, and the Loch Ness monster had talked to me the night before. See,
Yeah.
So, come on, man.
And then I met some mermaids. I remember meeting some mermaids, and they sang to me.
But it could have been a manatee.
They
Yeah.
gave me a receipt though. I remember that. I have that receipt because
Yes.
they take clams, and I had a really tight clam for them. Anyway, here you go.
But I think that there was a night spent in Miami.
That cruise is the one that you took in October, right?
Ma'am, if you have something to refresh my recollection, I'm intentionally trying to not be difficult with you, but I don't want to make up something. I know that on one of those 2 trips, we stayed in Miami. I am not sure right now. You're asking me about.
Oh, I'm sorry, you misunderstood. I was not asking you which night you stayed in Miami. I'm asking if you took a cruise in October 2022 with Mr. Wade.
Yes, and his mom.
And his mother. That's what I was asking.
Yes.
Is that the first time you met his mother?
Yes.
It was on that cruise. And that was Royal Caribbean, I believe?
You tell. I honestly don't remember what ship. I know we've taken 2 cruises. I don't know what the ships were.
It was the good ship Lollipop.
It's the good ship. Lolly.
Jeez.
Where is
Gina.
Deadpool when you need him?
Yeah,
Where is
man.
Deadpool when you need him? I could really use Ryan Reynolds right about now to narrate this for me.
She knows exactly what cruise she went on. Not a lot of people go on cruises. If I go on a cruise, I will remember the name of that cruise probably for the rest of my life. There's not many of them. So she knows.
Yeah. And you met his mom. Come on now.
You see the smile when she said that? I met his mom.
All
Yeah.
right.
But he paid for the flight and the cruise on Royal Caribbean that time.
So yes, he paid. He is the original one that does it. He has something called Mr. Wade is a world traveler.
You see that? He's
More
a
than you
world
asked
traveler.
for.
Unlike
than
you
you asked
peasants. Unlike you
Always.
peasants, he's a world traveler. Is that even a thing? Somebody look that up. What is a world traveler? Is that
Isn't
like
anywhere you go in the world, traveling the world, wouldn't that consider you a world traveler?
Yeah, I guess I'm a world traveler, right? I mean, Marlon, you too, Jay.
I am a world traveler.
Yeah, I'm a world traveler too. I've been around the world.
But
And I
but wait,
I can't find my baby. I don't know.
why is him being a world traveler
Being brought up?
relevant?
Don't know.
Remember, Jay? Remember they throw in that irrelevant stuff
Relevant stuff.
in order to throw someone off because they're lying. And they are throwing in fillers, irrelevant. They'll be like, yeah, he's a world traveler. And that morning, I remember we stopped at IHOP and he had a grand slam. I remember.
Did
And
y'all catch this? Did y'all catch the one thing she said though?
What?
I just caught this. Listen carefully to what she said. Hold on.
So yes, he paid. He is the original one that does it. He has something called Mr.
Okay, right there. He's the one that pays for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't she just say that she pays for everything?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So which is it, Fani? Does he pay for everything or do you pay your half? Because if he does pay for everything, then he should have the receipts. But you said you're the one that covered stuff. You pay for everything you do. You said all of your way you cover.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Exactly.
I mean, my memory is bad, but it ain't that bad. You should probably remember what you say, Fani.
And why she keep calling him Mr. Wade?
Is she trying to avoid the appearance of liking that
Yeah.
the grip control?
Yeah, the gorilla grip.
Yeah.
Mr. Wade is a world traveler.
Mhm.
I'm not as versed as him. He's been to 6 of the 7 continents. And so he has both a personal travel agent and he also has a cruise travel agent. I don't know anything about either of those kind of travel agents. So he is the one that would book the travel. But we need to be clear when we're talking about just because he booked it doesn't mean, like, I don't consider him having taken me anyplace. Let me just be honest. The only point that's ever taken somebody someplace is for his 50th birthday. I consider that I took him to Belize. And
Okay, woman. If you paid for that trip and you went with him because you paid for it and you consider that you taking him. If he paid for it and you went with him, that is considered, by your own metric, you moron, him taking you. Look, I don't know whether or not when they put that thing on your head, the glue seeped in and it poisoned your mind or whatever. Do not go back to that hairdresser again. Whatever you do, stay away from that hairdresser, because they put the wrong kind of glue on your head to put that mop that you have there going on. That spiraling spaghetti piece of mess that they tainted black. That is not hair. Okay? That is not hair. That is the wool from around the back end of a black sheep after it just took a dump.
Oh my God.
That's what that looks like. And I think whatever it was that they had adhered it to your head with has completely rotted your brain. You can't have it one way and another at the same time. Either you consider you paying for the trip, taking somebody, or him paying for the trip, not taking somebody, then conflate the two by saying, well, I consider it that way. No. It's not what you consider. It's what the facts are. He paid for it. You paid for it. If you pay for it, you consider it one way. You have to equally give it the exact same measure on his end. Man. Anyway.
And I took him to Belize because, I don't want to discuss his personal business, but I'm happy Mr. Wade is still here with us. And I did 50 big, very big.
So
no one
still
cares
on
about
that
that.
October Royal Caribbean cruise, even though he had a travel agent. I'm sorry.
If you do me a favor, I don't know what cruise ship, what time. So if you'll help me and say October cruise with Mama or the New Year's Eve trip with his sister.
No, you're not in control
I'll
here.
be able to, we can communicate.
Hold on. Oh, now you remember the difference between the trips?
Oh.
Hold on. You said you didn't remember what trip went where. Those were your words. You didn't remember which trip was which. All of a sudden now you remember where the second trip went? And with who? Weird.
Yeah.
District attorney.
Liar.
District attorney.
Wow. Okay. But at least he remembers, right?
I just don't know what ship.
October cruise with Mama. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He paid for the cruise and the flights for that trip.
So he called his cruise agent and he booked that through them because he has a cruise agent.
Right.
He also has a regular agent. I don't know the cruise agent's name.
So I wasn't asking about a travel agent. I was just asking
but
if
I'm
he
trying
paid
to,
for those.
He did not though. Okay. Because the reason I consider that he did not is I gave him his money back.
That has
This okay. While Marlon's getting his brain untied, what does him having a cruise, whatever the hell that is, travel agent, and a regular travel agent have to do with whether or not he paid for the trip? Those two people, whoever they are irrelevant. The question is, Fani, did he pay for the cruise and the flight? I don't care any in between. I don't care about a travel agency. I don't care about none of that. Just answer the question. Did he pay? Yes or no? We don't care if you paid him back, which you didn't. Did he pay for it? Yes or no?
She's a district attorney.
There's another A word that she is, but it's not attorney. Chris said that someone hit her brain with a Uno reverse card.
My boy right there, Chris.
He said Uno reverse card.
Oh, Chris, man, Chris, dude, man, that's a good dude.
Man,
Can I just say that Fulton County houses roughly 1.1 million people as of 2021, and she is the highest officer of that county, and this is her performance.
Now think about the big picture in politics, right? Majority of these people in control, whatever you want to call them, politics, are lawyers. You're getting a piece right here with this lawyer at a very high position in Georgia. Imagine how the rest of them lie to your face just like her. And they're all lawyers. This is a little piece.
Bruh. This is crazy to me. I'm not gonna lie. This is like insane stuff.
This is painful.
Let's see if she clarifies it.
Okay.
I was about to ask that, but initially he paid for that.
Yeah, he called his cruise agent. Like, I think they have his card on record. They
Ain't nobody
do
care about
whatever.
all that.
Okay. So initially he paid for the cruise and the flight to Miami and the Royal Caribbean cruise.
And my understanding of that October cruise is like it was a package the lady did for him.
So, and I'll get to the reimbursements and all that. I'm just trying to confirm he paid for the flight and the cruise in October.
And I think that when you say things that way, I want this record to be
Initially.
abundantly clear that he calls his travel agent, he calls his cruise agent. They do whatever he tells them. He's like on a first name basis with these people. They do it. And then he tells me how much it is and I give him the money back. I don't, just like you're asking me about the money with Robin, I don't do my friends like that. So if you tell me it's a G, then you're going to get $1,000. Whatever it is, I didn't ever make him produce receipts to me. Whatever he told me it was, I gave him his money back.
Isn't it true that he paid for the cruise and the flight on his credit card? I'm not asking about reimbursement or after. He used his credit card to buy the cruise and buy the flight, correct?
I have no idea how he paid for it, if it's a credit card, if it's a debit card, but certainly he called his cruise agent.
Going back to that.
You know, like how many people have a cruise agent? He calls his cruise agent, tells them where they want to go. They tell him what's booked. You have to remember, he paid for that initial was me, him, and his mother.
And then after that.
And if that is the case, how does he know how much your ticket is? If that's the case, how?
I'm just gonna say it right here. Women, I'm gonna say this. This is basic women speak when they're cornered. When they're cornered, this is how women are when they're cornered. It seems like. I mean,
no offense to the women, but y'all got to admit, the same way how men we get enraged sometimes. Okay, this is look. Ain't nobody talking about nobody's agent and all this. Not who cares if he calls an agent? The simple question was this, Fani. Did he pay for it? You obviously didn't pay for it. You paid him. I say I don't want to call her stupid, but I'm honestly of the belief now that she is an absolute brainless moron. I don't care what anybody, it's not because she's black, it's because she's stupid. This female is an absolute idiot. If my life was weighing in the balance and she was the DA, I would just tell him, I don't want a court case. Book me now. Send me to jail. First, I don't want to hear her talk because I feel I might lose brain cells just by hearing her mouth open. I don't want that. So just send me to jail right away. I don't even want a trial when it comes to her. I don't, because it wouldn't be anything, any reason for it. She's just going to make up. Now, imagine this. Imagine how many people, innocent, she has sent to jail because she's had some kind of backdoor deal, no pun intended, with somebody. Think about that for a minute. Any case that she has tried from here on, from the time that she got into office to now, should be under investigation. Because she is willing to prosecute somebody without any information if you give enough money to her. Black people included. For you all idiots that want to stand up for her because she black. And she a queen. No, she's a whore. She is a whore. W-H-O-R-E, whore. Hooker, whore, slut, whatever name you want to call it, that's derogatory. It's what she is. Homewrecker, tramp, hussy, you name it, it's what she is.
Racist.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
She's all of that. She's no different than Kamala. They spent their entire career on their knees. And it's not for prayer. It's not for prayer. She has more white in her than the population of America right now.
She's a walking cream pie.
Okay, and yeah, you might
Follow
think
the drip.
you might think I'm being too egregious. Understand this: she broke up a dude's home, and in the wife's face, flaunted their relationship by going on these lavish trips that he never took her on. That's a whore. And she allowed him to name her, tag, Gorilla Grip P word. That's a whore. That hooker stuff. That is hookers that do that.
Mm-hmm.
Trailer Park Sally and stuff like that. That's the people that do that.
Yep, there is no self-respecting woman that I know of that would allow a man to give them that name and laugh about it. And no, if you got respect for yourself, you wouldn't allow it. But she doesn't respect herself.
That is crazy. And she's genuinely trying to justify this.
Mm-hmm.
She genuinely has not. She's trying to justify this. Wow.
Cruise, you all flew to Aruba and spent a couple days in a hotel there, correct?
Right. And his mother was not happy.
He
that we left her
initially
behind.
paid for that. He initially paid for that.
For Aruba, yes, ma'am.
So let's talk about both of those. I know he initially paid for it. Did you pay him back?
For the cruise and for Aruba. Yeah, I gave him his money before we ever went on that trip.
You gave him cash before you ever went on the trip?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, liar.
And so when you got cash to pay him back on these trips, would you go to the ATM?
No, lady.
You would not go to the ATM?
No.
Okay. So Fulton County pays you direct deposit, I assume?
Yes, Fulton County and the state of Georgia both pay me direct deposits.
Okay. So the cash that you would pay him, you wouldn't get it out of the bank?
I have money in my house.
You have money in your house. So it was just money that was there.
When you meet my father.
Oh my gosh.
As a woman, you should always have, which I don't have, so let's don't tell him that. You should have at least 6 months in cash at your house at all times. Now, I don't know why this old black man feels like that, but he does. When we were growing up, my daddy had 3 safes in the house. So my father's bought me a lockbox, and I always keep cash in the house.
Can you imagine being on a date with a woman like this?
Her dad is also an ex Black Panther, by the way. In case y'all didn't remember that one, he's a former insurrectionist.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that funny? Don't y'all find that kind of funny that her dad was an insurrectionist and she's trying somebody for insurrection that never happened? I smell hypocrisy upon you.
It's on her lip.
Let's do Jay Lee, do me a favor.
Yeah.
You might be quick on the draw on this one. What is the pay for Fulton County DA? I'm curious about that because I have something real quick. I wanna check this. I have to find this out.
Okay.
What is the pay?
According to ZipRecruiter.com, the average earning salary of a district attorney in Atlanta, Georgia, is roughly $102,529 per year.
Okay,
Average.
so she's hauling in somewhere in the region of what you would say, like
Almost 200K.
2? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if she was to put away 6 months of that, that'd be $45,000
roughly.
You're trying to convince me, Fani, that you are the daughter of a man that told you that you should have $45,000 sitting in your house at any given time for emergencies.
Wherever she lays her head.
Wherever she lays her head, she needs to have that. So you either divvy up the $45,000 between the 4 places you sleep, but then you have to decide: do I sleep at one place more? Do I need more money there? And you just keep $45,000 on hand. Let's say you only kept 3 months worth of that. You're telling me you keep $22,000 just laying around, 22,500. That's what you do? Really? That's kind of weird. Look, I understand keeping cash, and it's good to have some cash around. Okay, good. But what do you need $45,000 for?
Exactly.
What do you need $20,000 for in cash laying around your house? 15. Look. I understand that maybe you need to do some illegal stuff, buy some drugs. So you need to buy it all in cash. You need to pay for a prostitute. I know that's probably what your dad did because he looked like the kind of guy that would be with whores because he made one. So he knows how to divvy that money. So I have no doubt that with his money, he probably paid for all kinds of backdoor deals with the Black Panther movement. He probably has a lot of things that he's done nefariously in the background. So I can see why he would keep money. And he would tell you that because he raised you to be a skullduggerous person as well. I'm just looking at your life. Ain't nobody judging you. This is not judging. You slept with a married man making you a whore. You continue to do it by going on trips while in office when you said you wouldn't do it, making you twice the amount of a whore. And then you got paid for it, ending your career as a whore. Just observing what you do. That's all. And then you launder money. You said you took money from the coffers of your campaign. That's money laundering. You pay somebody in your employ. He pays for something that is a kickback to you. That's laundering. So now you're a money laundering whore. That's not judging. That is stating a simple fact of what you are. And you're a liar. A trifecta. A trifecta. And we must believe that you can try a case of anyone on any level fairly. Nope. I hope that they investigate every case you have ever done. And by the time it's all said and done, I hope you rot at the very bottom of any jail they can find worth its salt. I sincerely hope that they do that. I want to play this last guy here.
Put her on a chain gang.
His take on this was superb. Because when you hear it, and you know, I don't agree everything he says, but man, when you hear his statement, it'll be funny. And it was funny to me. I mean, I died laughing. Let me see if I can find it here, though. They kind of pushing it to the bottom because of how funny it was. Let me see if I can find it. All right, here it is. Got it. I got it, y'all. We will end with this. This is Jesse Lee Peterson's take.
I love him.
On her.
I love Jesse.
Saying what he said. He's saying what he said. The words he uses are his. The most I will call her is a whore. Because what does a whore do? Sleep around. Just saying. All right, good. So here is Jesse Lee Peterson's take on Miss Fandagris Wilson. Hear you.
The house. That has been, I don't know, all my life. If you're a woman and you go on a date with a man, you better have $200 in your pocket. So if that man acts up, you can go where you want to go.
The money that you paid Mr. Wade, the cash in October of 2022, you do not know where that money came from.
I do know where it came from. It came from my sweat and tears.
Sorry, what?
I'm not going to emasculate a black man. Did you understand that? Oh, you didn't come from a man. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. And so there was tension always in our relationship.
Mr. Wade is no longer married, though.
Wow. Had I been the judge, I would lock that bitch up so fast, make her head swim. As a matter of fact, I would tell the police person that's standing there, the guard, drag this bitch out of here, lock her in the dirtiest cell you have back there, and don't give her any water. And also, drag this bitch in the back. Drag her, don't even let her walk. Pull her by her hair and lock her up. What does she think she's doing? Winking her eye, just literally carrying on. And she calls herself a DA. You see this in all these black females that you're putting in your government, in your schools, in your churches, in your police department. What do you think the outcome going to be? Black bitch attitude.
I can't believe Jesse Lee is talking like that. So he has to be upset.
She got him hot.
He has to be mad because he normally don't be cursing like that.
He don't be cussing like that.
No,
but
he doesn't.
He got hot.
But hey,
no water.
I love me some Jesse Lee, man.
I do. He said lock her in the dirtiest cell you can find and don't give her no water.
Drag her by her hair.
Drag her by her hair.
You don't want to do that, then fall out.
Yeah, you're just dragging skin at that point.
Yeah.
It'd be a modern day scalping if you did that.
Oh, man. Hey, I want to see after that video. I want to see what type of heat he's getting. I want to read the comments. I got to get that. I'm gonna watch that video.
Wee man.
Jeez.
In any case, if y'all still believe that this case with this RICO stuff is gonna go through with Trump, y'all are higher than a kite in Easter time, man. I'm telling you, you way up in the sky. You higher than Wade when he smells that regret. Okay. That gonorrhea and regret.
The sticky face will never die.
And here's the thing, this is why one of the reasons they don't want him to win, because they know if he wins, Trump is coming for them. He is. And I would too. I'd be like, you try to get me, I'm gonna get you. You're gonna be the one to get got, because I'm gonna get you, and he's gonna get her. She might as well just, enjoy the rest of her freedom, because they coming for her.
That is crazy to me. Well, you all saw the highlights. Now, the basic thing is this. If you want to go watch the whole thing, it's pretty much 4 days, 9-hour clips. If you want to watch the whole thing and get it in context, feel free. But I don't need an entirety of context when I have the context of you lying so brazenly over simple questions. All I need is a question, and you can see it in the answer that you lied. It's not even... I don't need 9 hours to prove to me that Fani Willis is a liar. I don't need 9 hours to prove that Nathan Wade is a liar. I don't need any proof other than the fact that you are who you are and you work for who you work for to know that you're a liar. I don't need any more. If this case goes through, I cannot wait for discovery on the RICO thing, because that will be exquisite. When I tell you it'll be exquisite. And I think that's what Trump is banking on. I think Trump is doing what he can to make them play their hand, and when they're done playing their hand, he's gonna say, "Okay, now it's time for discovery. Let's take this to court. Let's take it to court. No expeditious stuff. We'll take our time going through this. No problem. No problem." And by the end of it, multiple people will be out of work. That's the hope. That's the hope. But we'll see if it turns out that way. Last thoughts, guys?
Hey, just pay attention, America, to, there's going to be a lot more things coming out, and a lot more truths are going to be exposed. So just, pay attention to what's going on. Don't believe anything the mainstream media is saying, because they're all in on it. They're all covering for someone. They're all covering for, Mr. Biden, and continue to make fun of them. Don't stop. They're a joke. We make fun of clowns, so continue to make fun of them, call them out, pay attention to every detail of everything you watch with these people. Pay attention to the details, kind of like the Savage Patriots do. Pay attention to the words that are coming out their mouth, everything. And you'll be able to come up with your own conclusion on whether or not they're being truthful with you, because it's right there in front of your face and it's all in plain sight.
Yep, it is.
I would say stay away from gonorrhea and regret. Don't get high on that. And then also I would say don't go naming your extramarital affair person gorilla grip whatever, because that's just uncouth and you telling on yourself at that point. But also if you're going to pursue an education in law like these two have done, spending 7 years worth of their time and money, to only end up like this pathetic display of this pathetic performance, then ask for a refund.
Yeah. And to Fani Willis,
you're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
You're fired.
You're out of here. Boop. Anyway, Monday we might talk about this green beam going around. You seen that thing that with the people reporting that they've seen some green beams being flashed down on people? And
they do.
I've seen
direct energy weapon.
Yeah. So we might talk about that Monday. What are your thoughts? Are good on that one?
Yeah, let's do it. That needs to be brought to light, because it is very real, and it's an actual program. So it's not some conspiracy theory. It's real.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that come Monday. Tune in for that. If you guys are members, or at least subscribed to Straight Talk, come Monday I'll be talking about lizard people, and Tuesday I'll be talking about the trans movement and whether or not they're actually Legion, the demons of Legion, because they use that they them thing.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that. I might upset a few confused transgender cross-dressing idiots, but I really don't care if I offend you. Like, if you get mad, it might be a joyous thing for me. I might even just throw a party for myself if I get enough of you mad. So
yeah,
I'm good with that. So we'll talk about the green beams and direct energy come Monday, and tune into Straight Talk for that too. If you look on Too Strong here in the next week, we have a very different take on the Puff Daddy case, and the concept going around about Michael Jackson and stuff, and everybody's harping on the bodyguard, but we have more information about that than other people seem to want to run down, and we have a much wider scope that we brought some people in. So keep an eye out for that. We'll be talking about that this week. We'll be recording and dropping that video, so make sure you tune in. For those of you on Rumble, there are 100+ of you. Even if it's a dislike, drop a like or dislike. Interact with that like button or dislike button. I don't care if you like or dislike it, but drop it so we know, because it helps us. If it's something that you dislike and you can say, so we can change, because we don't want to just stay stagnant. But make sure if you're in the view, in the chat right now, drop that like. Make sure we get that number up to around what the number is of the people in the room. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So we will catch you guys on Monday. Don't be late. Hopefully it'll be everybody on board. Coy is still dealing with some sick family members. That's why he's not here. So he's been the patriarch and the matriarch all in one. So he's been running himself into the ground, which, men have to do sometimes and women do too. So it's just his turn. So we'll catch up with you guys on Monday. Mr. Lee?
Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on Monday. Have a great
Peace.
night.